Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we talk to Evhart Claire over here. We have a lot of things to talk about, including my gun. Who killed the hanged man?
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Evhart Claire. Couldn't have done it without him.
He really doesn't know. A guy, huh?
How do you know it's a guy?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist. Truth is, I simply don't know.
He really doesn't.
He really doesn't. Man, all of my theories are telling me he doesn't know. How many of you guys are there in the Union?
2,372.
He replies like a whip.
Plus yours truly, of course.
How are you going to fund your new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Everything?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
Digging it, Evhart. I have to say, I am digging this part.
So am I. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad.
He makes air quotes.
Has bad optics. Maybe illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry.
He slams his fist on the desk once more.
So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
He smiles.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
Is Ruby helping you secure this fantastic share?
Harry, if I was supplying raw materials to drug manufacturers, I would need an army of rubies.
The lieutenant nods slowly.
Understood.
Makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this. Keeps it out of more dangerous hands.
Oh, Harry, you've misunderstood. I have no drugs in my hands.
He raises both hands, palms open.
It's all far removed from me, like some half-remembered dream. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbor's turnover, just like the harbor is, but a small part of Martinez.
So is there a trade or isn't there?
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
Well, I mean, if it has the word incorporate in it, then I like it. I'm a money guy.
Yes, if you start thinking about it like that, the socialist municipal body sort of is like a corporation, isn't it? It uses corporate law. We're incorporated. I like to think we're using the best parts of all the ideologies here, Harry.
Yes. State capitalism, apparently. I mean, since CB wants to become a state, Ravachol independent, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time.
His eyes are shining.
We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that.
He points to the door.
He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Okay, can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you.
He turns solemn.
Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
Fine. Where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character. So watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
So, the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy?
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track.
He smiles and shakes his head in wonderment.
Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details.
He smiles.
It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
Unstable is good, actually. She will be easier to disarm. No, wait. Actually, unstable is pretty bad.
Unstable is pretty bad. That's a challenging success on hand-eye coordination. Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
The what?
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
A smile flickers in the corner of his mouth.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Yes, esprit de corps. Can you set a meeting up or something?
I already have.
He holds out his index finger.
Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now,
He claps his hands.
back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff.
He looks at you.
Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
We have a lot of fun stuff to do, Kim.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Suddenly, there's sadness in his tone.
This
He points to you and then himself.
has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Yeah, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk later, yeah. We very well might. And we have some skill points in here, and I need to confront the pigs and get your gun back. I don't think we've seen her, this old woman. There's only a couple of old women that I remember. There's our current landlady, and of course there's the lady in the apartments. But this has got to be somebody different, naturally.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer and all, and personally, I think the more people keeping the peace, the better.
Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes.
He replies excitedly.
I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borch?
Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
The little guy chuckles merrily.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy.
He shakes his head with a wide smile.
I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Alcohol, however. What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up. Who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
It looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure.
The little guy nods.
You do that. Yes, sir.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I want to ask about someone.
Mr. Evrat doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys.
He thinks for a moment.
But who did you want to talk about?
Apparently about everyone. Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Evrat's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does, but a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revershaw, they say. All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa.
He chuckles.
Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
The little guy chuckles again.
The trade must have been lucrative for the trip to be so long.
Or just a vacation. Tell me about Mañana.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy.
He falls silent, hesitating.
He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Everett sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
Tell me about Measurehead.
Whoa, he's really something.
The little man starts laughing.
He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying.
He suddenly falls quiet.
Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
Tell me about the guy in the container.
Who do you mean, mister?
He's rubbing his nape and looking at you with childlike innocence. You know, the fancy guy in the suit in that container over there, and I'm gonna point to it.
I don't know anyone like this, mister. Maybe he's one of Mr. Everett's fancy friends. He knows all kinds of fancy people with suits and purdy carriages.
Leo falls silent. Okay, what about Titus?
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say.
The little man rubs a patch on his elbow.
His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
Tell me about Everard.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everard would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. What about Renee?
The night guard? Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow.
Leo looks at the guard booth on the wall.
He's the strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old Renee. They lived on the same street their entire lives, even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember.
He chuckles again.
Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once.
Hold up, Gaston was your human studies teacher?
Mr. Martin, yes.
Leo nods.
Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then.
Mr. Martin, Gaston also taught history and human studies to the Clear brothers.
Actually, I want to talk about something else.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
The expression on his wrinkled face says, I really want to help you. Yeah, well, I can't ask you about the things. I'll see you later, Leo. Thank you for the help. That is very, very helpful. I don't understand how I missed that dialogue, but maybe I forgot about it at the end of an episode or something like that. Because if I leave something unsaid or something like that, then yeah. We have new tasks, though. The special borch, obviously. And I think something happened there when I talked about Gaston. So there might be something there regarding Gaston. What is our current perception, by the way? 15. 15 should be enough to find basically everything, right? Probably not. I don't know. What's our current perception? We have a +2. Yeah, we have a +2 on our clothes. I think we could get even better. But I think it's overkill. Because everything else is also needed. So, we have many, many people to talk to. Definitely many people. Actually, since I finished Evard's quest, maybe Mañana has something for me. I doubt it.
Hola, Wandering Man.
He doesn't. At least, not that I can tell. I was clicking down there, it wasn't letting me. What the hell was that? I think maybe if you click outside of the bounds, as long as it's the walking item or cursor, the walking cursor. If you click out of bounds, your character always goes there. Let's have a chat with René and Gaston once again. I didn't do the drama check, did I? No, I did. I wish I didn't. Gaston Martin.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine day?
I don't think you can. And René, neither, I assume.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul.
He looks at the falling snow.
If he's got principles.
Well, thank you for your time. Yeah, they do detect that it's snowing. I'm sure I forgot where I needed to go with the snow. And we're back here. Hey.
Hey,
He nods in greeting.
was there something you needed?
Well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Yeah, nothing. I could pay you for the night. I mean, I can't, but... Excuse me.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Mañana. Is that true?
The mention of Mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again.
What is in that borch or borscht, rather, you're making there? I'm gonna point to the large pot.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak.
I'm gonna say yes and nod.
Borscht need
He looks at the soup and then at you.
more wódka?
He picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits.
He nods.
Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna nod and turn my fingers clockwise. Which means counterclockwise to him. I don't know what that means either, the clockwise bit. But either way, because it's up and down, right? You do the finger up or finger down. So, which hand is it clockwise? Because if I do it with my right hand, because I'm on a computer, I do it clockwise for the finger up. But if it's my left hand, because I'm at a computer, it's counterclockwise. And here it says fingers clockwise, which means it's a really weird movement where one goes up and the other goes down. I don't know. It feels like a dance to me. I'm gonna do it though and turn the wódka up.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot with a whistle he stirs the brew.
Gorachi, could I have some of that brew?
He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
Okay, thank you. That was the reason why. Alcohol Gorachi's brew. Excuse me, alcohol, quote, Gorachi's brew, unquote. A thermal cup full of hot borscht spiked with high-prof moonshine. Yum. It's not a thermal cup, it's a thermos cup. Is that correct? Do people... Nobody has ever corrected me when I complain about how that's that. It's a thermos cup. Right? It's the trademark. It's an actual brand. And people just call it like that because, you know, it's things. But I suppose thermal cup isn't completely detached from reality because it is thermally insulating. It's like a whole thing. I've talked about it before. It adds to my physique, but lowers my morale. And there's 4. There's 4 uses. This is brilliant. So let's see. Let's because we know the order. We have intellect over here, right? We have a sword. The sword doesn't count. We have physique. That's over there. Tape player. No, the tape player doesn't matter. We have more physique. Okay, that's good news. No, can you not put that over there? We have motorics and psyche. So I'm just going to put it over there. What is this? Motorics and psyche as well. Okay. How many uses we have? 4 uses left. We have... Oh, yeah. And the potent Pilsner over here is brilliant. So my intellect is really where I'm faltering the most. Yeah, I need to start using these a little bit more. My morale does need a little bit of upgrades, though. But I can just say moralistic things and my morale goes up. Yeah. Yeah, all that incrementalism. That's all what I'm all about. I also have a bunch of points, so I can just put them in and do my thing. So does that mean... It does mean that the Borscht mission is done. The special Borscht is complete. And it also means we can talk to Titus, which we have been delaying for a considerable amount of time. It's an enormous amount of time since we've talked to Titus, it feels like. Because Kim took Clashy away. Titus is going to be pissed.
Just dragged her away, huh? Stone cold.
He's still looking at the front door.
Didn't think you had it in you.
I didn't have what in me? To arrest her?
Yeah. You ruthless son of a bitch.
He nods approvingly.
I certainly didn't have it in me. I always let the pretty ones go. I'm soft-like by it.
Yeah, like when we let old Clancy's widow walk.
Oh, Denise, the diner girl. The milk rack on that one.
He says almost elegantly. Is that an... Shouldn't it be eulogistically? No, an eulogy is not the same...
Elegically, in the manner of an elegy. An elegy is a poem or song composed especially as a lament for a deceased person.
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Can't say I wasn't sad to see her go. Our Claudia there. Her face when your friend walked her out. Goddamn.
He shakes his head. Hold up. Her face? What did it look like?
Like she was walking to the gallows.
Yeah. She did tell me it was that. That was the normal thing to do, though. You know, she was a flight risk. I'm a cop. And also this is a moralistic choice, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Normal.
He seems to be thinking.
Nothing to do about it now, I guess. I just hope she can game her way through the system and come out the other way. Don't think I forgot how I specifically let you know how I felt about her arrest either.
He says, shaking his head.
Now, what do you want?
Okay, I talked to Klaji. Now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
He leans back and regards you with curiosity. Look, I'm gonna level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory.
He crosses his arms.
I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Oh yeah, this is fine. We have +1s for days. It is a high logic check, though. It's an impossible logic check. We have +1 because we found a key in the union box. We have a +1 because we saw the winch outside. We have a +1 because we staged this like a play, found an antique rifle. Klaji gave motive, which, yes, and also a secret route has been found with a +3, and so means are there. Ruby is a drug trader established, and that adds to +1. This is a white check, though, so I'm just going to wing it, and if I fail, I fail, which is totally fine. I'm going to present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Indeed. And also channeled into the end of the episode because we're out of time for today. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.